Alright folks, between Case 8, we are back on Criminal Case on Facebook, The Talking Dead, Mysteries of the Past, Case number 8. Let's head on to chapter number 3. Ace, we must get to the bottom of the Philomena's Highmore's murder. She may have been difficult, but she didn't deserve to have her throat slit for it. Yep. Ace, Signature Race, you need to get back to the museum immediately. George Blanton is arresting Diego de Lobo. What does Officer Blanton think he's doing? Ace, we must go to the museum. So, I've said I thought what Lady Highmore, or Highwater, is, and I think that she is the Great Gatsby person. You have no proof. You cannot arrest me. No proof. I've been watching you for weeks. I know every tube of paint you've purchased. Ha! You are a fool. I mix my own paints. I am no fool, you bounder. Gentlemen, just what is happening here? This man is a forger and a scoundrel. He is trying to arrest me for art forgery, but he has no proof. I have more than enough information to take you into custody. Enough. One investigation at a time. Officer Bland, you and Mr. Del Lobo are both suspects in a murder investigation. As a suspect, Officer Bland, you will kindly refrain from making any arrests until we have established your innocence. And I quite agree, Ace. We should inspect the crime scene again. Gentlemen, stay at our disposal for further inquiries. And yes, Talking Dead is a show. And yes, we can get to 45k subs. In the last video, we reached it. And the arrow. Go for it. Oh, there it is. Nice. Madame. Ace, you found a sash. Those colors, purple, green, and white, are the colors of the suffragette movement. You know that both the killer and the victim share an interest in women winning the right to vote. This could be a clue. Collecting some of that red fluff from the sash might prove fruitful, I agree. The killer might have hidden any number of things in that wheelbarrow. Let's have a look. And a pile of torn paper in these pristine gardens is not quite normal. You're right, if you can piece together, we could have another clue. We must leave no stone unturned to solve this case, Ace. Tally ho. Well, that's super creepy. Alright, so let's search through all this stuff. You collect a sample of fluff from the suffragette sash. You'll surely determine what they are by examining the fluff through the microscope. That is probably true. There we go. Capital find. Ace, what would a wine glass be doing in a wheelbarrow full of dead leaves? There's a lip print on the glass. Could it be the victim's? There's a blue substance on the glass. I've never seen this blue wine before. Viola will want to take a look at this. Whoa. Why, the torn paper you pieced together was none other than Philomena Highmore's personal calling card. In addition to her name, there's a message. Chin up, Blanton. It was fun while it lasted. While it lasted? Do you think George Blanton and Philomena Highmore were romantically involved? We better go ask him. Woohoo! Woohoo! Kind of jumps you up the list a little bit. Well, the fluff you found on the sash with feathers that were dyed red, so they do not belong to a bird. Who was wearing red feathers at the seance? Well, exactly, Ace. Lady Highmore has red feathers on her hat. But how did the red feathers from Lady Highmore's hat end up on a suffragette sash? We must have another word with her. Officer Blanton, we found a calling card from the victim with a note addressed to you. You two had some fun, it seems. Why didn't you mention this before? Oh, well, I didn't feel it was relevant, but yes, Philomena and I enjoyed each other's company, but as you can see on the card, it was over. We met at the suffragette meetings. I've always supported the cause of women having the right to vote. I was so depressed by her card, I took an awful lot of loud danum to get to sleep that night. But this is in the past. I wish I could tell her I forgive her. Perhaps I'll try one of those spirit boards to contact her. Well, Mr. Conningly seems to believe the victim's spirit is indisposed, so to speak, or to speak to anyone at the moment. Well, perhaps that's for the best. I must put Philomena behind me and focus on my investigation into Diego del Lobo. My career in the Concordian Police Department should be all I care about. One day I'll be a great detective, maybe even commissioner. I wonder if he's a commissioner. Well, that will only happen if Senior Trooper Ace does not convict you of murder today. Don't remember. Lady Highmore, we found feathers from your hat on the suffragette sash at the scene of the crime. A suffragette sash? I dare say, that is most disconcerting. I do not support that cause in any way, shape, or manner. Well, the sash may have belonged to your niece. Wasn't she involved with legalizing votes for women? What wasn't she involved with might be the more appropriate question. She seemed to delight in any activity that would raise my blood pressure. Carousing and gallivanting about, but she did not care one bit if she won the right to vote. She only cared to raise a fuss and attract attention for herself. Which also meant attracting negative attention for the Highmore name, I see. Well, your suspicions are unfounded. You can hardly imagine that a woman of my age and frailty could have thrown a former person over the arms of a statue. Well, Lady Highmore, you'd be amazed by what we have discovered in our investigations. Very true. I don't think it's her. Very true. Beat this up. The wine cup is a little silver well, where truth, if truth there be, both dwell. Hey, some poetry from time to time never harmed a soul. The person who hid this wine glass and left this blue stain may have. Given recent use of fingerprints forensics, I checked the lip prints on the glass, and they've matched the victim's lips. It's outstanding. What a clever idea. What about the blue stain on the glass? It was a hand-mixed paint containing lapis lazuli, the blue semi-precious stone that was used to create the shade ultramarine, a very intense blue. A synthetic variant has existed for decades. The only people who use lapis lazuli-based ultramarine paint are either restoring a painting or forging one. Well, quite right, Ace. Diego del Lobo told Officer Blanton that he mixes his own paints, and he was at the seance. We must speak with him at once. Oops. Let's hit skip. Accidentally hit an ad. Mr. Del Lobo, you mix your own paints, do you not? Yes, would you like me to show you how it's done? I can arrange for a private tutor session. Yeah, no thank you. What we want to know is why your personally mixed paint was on the victim's wine glass. Well, this is simple. I grabbed Miss Highmore's wine glass after she splashed wine all over Caravaggio. She had no respect. Well, the victim must have been properly sozzled, but you have fresh paint on your hands. Why? Well, I am an artist as well as an art lover, and art can be messy. But not as much of a mess as Philomena. I asked for Mr. Cottingley's help with using a spirit board to apologize to the spirit of Caravaggio for the ruined painting. Miss Simondel joined us, but nothing happened. Miss Highmore offended the great artist too deeply, I suppose. It seems Caravaggio was not the only one offended. Stay close, Mr. Del Lobo. We haven't finished with you yet. I should certainly hope not. Alright, you little scoundrel. After all this digging and dusting, we get to find the murder weapon used to slash Philomena Highmore's throat. You're right. Lady Highmore mentioned she'd taken effects from the crime scene when she left. Do you think she might have carried away the murder weapon? There's no time to waste. We must return to the victim's bedroom. Yeah. I mean, that's a very good thought, considering we've looked everywhere else. Definitely think it's there. In there. And trophy. We're not seeing a trophy. I feel like that's a big thing. There it is. Always in the center. I'm always looking around, not in the center. Well, perhaps Lady Highmore put something from the crime scene in that fancy lacquered box. Please unlock it quickly. And this must be the murder weapon. The blade appears to be made of obsidian. And look, the tip is missing. I don't see any blood, but there's an oily substance on the handle. Let's take a sample post haste. Yep, let's do it. So I sped it up because I have a work function I have to go to, so I'm not going to be able to record till like super late. So this will allow the opportunity for... That was very quick, actually. For the 9 and 15 hours to go through. Clutch purse was in that box. Look at the blood stain. What a strange shape. We must get this purse to Viola at once. Because I want to upload this Saturday morning for you guys. That's what I'm going to have to do. We click to sample the substance on the murder weapon. If I want to take a look at that straight away. Nice. Alright guys, well I will see you guys in 15 hours. It's been Pachini's Idiot. Au revoir. Alright folks, Pachini's Idiot, we are back. Let's finish off this clutch purse. Out, damn spot. Out, I say. Why, hello, we do not have time for Lady Macbeth today. Tell us about the damn spot on this purse already. Very well, the blood in the purse belonged to the victim. She was carrying this clutch purse at the time of her death. But given the precise nature of the stain, this was not a question of blood simply dropping on the bag. Something coated in blood left a stain on the bag, something the killer was wearing when they got rid of the purse. After comparing the shape of the thousands of animal skulls, I figured it out. This stain was made by a crow's skull. And the crow's skull must be covered in some sort of metal, almost like a piece of jewelry. So you're saying that the killer must be wearing a piece of crow's skull jewelry. Ace will surely find them now. I think that's the nail in the coffin for a lot of them. It's one of the two people. It might even be the curator. I don't know, man. They don't seem to be doing the people that are like the ideas to be hosting the party, so we'll see. I shall give the killers of Concordia 1 point. Ace. They all seem exceptionally well groomed. Something you collected from the murder weapons, yet another concoction of self-care. I found beeswax, linolene, and petroleum in the substance, all the better to train a droopy mustache into a veritable facial hair sculpture. Ah, the mustache wax. The men at Concordia and their obsession with facial hair. I once heard a rumor that a man in Concordia filed a petition with the mayor so that he could enter into holy matrimony with his beard. So our killer has an impressive mustache, has he? Well, such vanity will not be permitted where he is needed. Oh, so this is easy. It's the seance guy. Ace, I believe that you have collected everything there is to collect in this investigation. Shall I proceed with our arrest? Yes. Yes, we shall. It's this guy for sure. Yeah, I had kind of a feeling it was him. HCR, to the conclusion. Mr. Ignatius Cottingley, you're under arrest for the murder of Philomena Highmore. Oh, preposterous. I only speak with the spirits. I don't make them. Well, then please explain how you left traces of laudanum in the victim's name. You may wish to direct your attention to the man at the seance who appeared to be courting Miss Highmore. Are you denying that you left mustache wax on the obsidian blade used to slash Miss Highmore's throat? I most certainly am, but it's true that both George Bland and Diego del Lobo could use mustache wax. Yeah, but neither of them could have left a blood stain in the shape of a crow skull in the victim's purse. Only you. Crow skull? No. The ring? Oh, in the madness of the moment, I forgot to take it off. The madness of the moment, so you admit it. Yes, I did kill Philomena Highmore. She knew too much and had to be silenced. Silence? What exactly did she know? She knew my tricks of the trade, everything I use as a medium. Philomena taunted me from the first seance in which she took part. I sent her the magnetized spirit board to scare her. But it didn't work. The faked photo was obviously meant to taunt me a second time. Then at the seance, she was going to expose me as a fraud. I called for the pause, but I knew that as soon as we continued the seance, I was at risk. I had to do something, so I took the blade from the display case, followed her laughter to the garden, and grabbed her hair and slit her throat. Wow, so you killed a young girl just so you can continue to con more shillings out of people? Well, you'll have a hard time contacting these spirits when you're behind bars. You're under arrest. Mr. Cottingley, you were before this court accused of murdering Philomena Highmore by her exsanguination. Yes, Your Honor, I did kill Miss Highmore, but only to protect myself. In your business scheme of tricking the bereaved out of their money with the lie that they may speak to a defunct relative? I tried to say I was to contact my auntie once, and it didn't work at all. But I do believe, Your Honor. Simply put, sometimes the spirits need a little assistance. But they do not need money, and that is all for you, I reckon. For the murder of Philomena Highmore and your general nasty practices of fleecing the general public, this court hereby sentences you to 25 years in prison. Your Honor, the dead do speak. Send me where you will. Philomena Highmore will always follow me. Another murderer and con artist has been put behind bars, all thanks to you, Ace. For a case about spiritualism, the killer's motive was surprisingly of this worldly realm. Speaking of con artists, it seems that Diego del Lobo may be more than a gentleman thief. We should have another look into his affairs. Definitely. Alright, so we're going to go to the additional investigation. I'll see you guys there. It's been Pitching Idiot. Over and out.